You know, I was looking at my closet the other day, thinking back to when I first moved down from Ohio to Florida. Man, I had these huge cardboard boxes stacked all the way up to the ceiling, just taking up half my bedroom. And what was in them? It was like 200 cheap black t shirts with a basic logo slapped right across the chest. I paid like $1,200 up front for those joints, thinking, man, as soon as I perform at this club, people are going to be buying these like crazy, right? But no, I ended up selling maybe 7 shirts at the door, gave away 5 to my homies, and then I was just sitting there, stuck in thousands of dollars of inventory debt before the music even had a chance to breathe. That right there, that is the merch trap. And 90% of independent artists are sitting in that exact same room right now, holding boxes of debt instead of building real equity. See, we gotta talk about this because the old grind, that whole door split and merch table hustling after a late night show, it is breaking artists. You drive 3 hours, you perform for 45 minutes, you get a cut of the door that barely covers your gas, and then you stand behind a folding table trying to push $20 shirts to people who just spent all their cash at the bar. It just does not scale, man. And when you look at the streaming side of things, it is even wilder. You sit there checking your dashboard every morning, watching fractions of a cent roll in from Spotify or Apple Music. You need like 300,000 streams just to pay your rent for the month. That is a straight up hamster wheel, you know? You are running as fast as you can, but the platform owns the wheel, they own the audience, and they keep the profit. But when you shift your whole mindset from selling cheap souvenirs to building an actual branded digital storefront, everything changes. You are not just pushing a shirt anymore. You are creating a cultural statement that your true day one fans actually want to wear and represent. So, how do we actually fix this? How do we get out of that inventory trap and build something real? Well, let me break down how we structured things with Products of Society LLC and our sneaker line, Soul Legacy. See, Soul Legacy is a premium handcrafted sneaker created in partnership with Alive Shoes. Read that again, man, or think about what that really means. We did not go out and spend $50,000 buying 10,000 pairs of shoes to sit in a warehouse somewhere in Miami. Nah, we partnered up to bring authentic Italian craftsmanship into the picture, combined with a zero inventory, print on demand, limited release model. That means the shoe does not even get manufactured until the customer orders it. Zero upfront debt, zero stock sitting in my closet, but the end product feels like pure luxury when it lands on the customer doorstep. Now, let us do the actual math on this because numbers, man, numbers do not lie. If you drop a streaming single and you get, say, 1 million algorithmic streams, sounds huge, right? Sounds like you made it. But after distributor cuts and performance rights splits, that million streams might pay you around $3,000 to $4,000 if you are lucky. Now, let us flip the script. If you design a high-end piece like a Soul Legacy sneaker for $250 or a premium Uni Products hoodie for $50, you only need a fraction of those people to make the exact same income. You sell 1 pair of premium sneakers at $250 or maybe 5 Uni Products hoodies at $50 each, and boom, you just generated $250 in direct cash revenue from one single fan. To get $250 from streams, you need almost 70,000 plays. Think about that contrast, man. That is why we build a product pyramid. At the base, you got your print-on-demand gear, like tees and hats for the casual listener who wants to support for 30 or 40 bucks. But at the top of the pyramid, you got your exclusive boutique drops, your handcrafted Italian leather sneakers for the superfans who want to own a piece of your legacy. You serve both ends of the spectrum without ever taking on massive debt. Now, here's where it gets really interesting because a lot of folks think merch is just about the physical product. But in the modern age, your physical product is actually a direct portal to your digital ecosystem. Imagine somebody buys a Uni Products hoodie or a pair of Soul Legacy kicks. When they walk out into the world, they are wearing your brand. But inside that apparel, or right on the tag, we embed smart cards, QR codes, or custom NFC chips. So when someone stops them on the street and says, "Yo, those shoes are crazy, where did you get those?" All they gotta do is tap their smartphone against the tongue of the shoe or the sleeve of the hoodie. Boom, it instantly opens up HHHL TV, that is Hip Hop Hero League television, or it launches our latest video release from Everlasting Impressions Studios content. See, now your customer is not just wearing a product, they are literally a walking billboard and a media engine for your brand. We even sync this up with original musical assets. Like when we rolled out the Soul Legacy line, I produced and dropped the anthem Where the Legacy Build the Empire. We placed that track right inside the digital experience attached to the shoe. So the moment they tap the NFC tag, the anthem starts playing, the music video rolls, and there is a direct button right there to join the private fan network. You see how that loops together? The physical merch drives traffic to the media drives streaming and content views, and the content collects the fan email and phone number right there on the spot. You are not relying on Instagram or TikTok algorithms to show your post to your fans anymore. You own the data, you own the relationship, and you can communicate with your audience directly whenever you drop new heat. I know some of you are listening right now thinking, "Man, Universe, this sounds amazing, but I am just an independent artist in my bedroom. How do I actually set this up?" Look, it is way simpler than you think. And you can build a unified merch storefront in under 30 days without dropping a bunch of cash up front. That is exactly why we created the framework at Down by Law Management LLC. On our management roster, we provide artists with shared infrastructure so everyone can market and sell under one unified marketplace banner while still keeping complete creative freedom over their personal brand. At Down by Law Management LLC, our team delivers personalized support across 4 core pillars: artist development, music marketing campaigns, brand building, and career strategy. We show you how to plug into print-on-demand suppliers, set up your digital storefront, link your custom domain, and launch without spending money on physical inventory. And when those e-commerce sales start rolling in, you do not just go spend that money on shiny stuff in the club. Nah, man, you take that e-commerce profit and you reinvest it straight back into your business. You use it to fund your master recording ownership, pay for your publishing registration with copyright offices, and file your official trademark protections. That is the ultimate mindset shift. When you stop looking at yourself as just a singer or a rapper trying to get signed and start seeing yourself as a CEO running a multi-brand media company, the whole game changes. Algorithms change overnight, social media platforms rise and fall, but when you own your domain, your storefront, your music masters, and your fan email list, you are building a foundation that nobody can take away from you. At the end of the day, man, this whole movement comes down to one fundamental principle: wear the legacy, own the future. Every single time a fan buys a piece of apparel, a shoe, or a digital asset from an independent creator, they are not just buying a piece of cloth or leather. They are placing a vote for independent culture. They are saying, "I believe in this artist vision, and I want to help them build their empire without middlemen taking 90% of the cut." We gotta stop chasing brief viral moments that disappear in 24 hours and start focusing on building sustainable, enduring brands that can feed our families for generations. I came up from Ohio with nothing, moved to Florida, slept on floors, lost money on bad deals, and had to figure out every piece of this puzzle the hard way. You do not need to wait for some major label executive to walk through the door and give you permission to be great. You do not need a multi-million-dollar advance that puts you in permanent debt. You have the tools, the technology, and the blueprint right in front of you today. It is time to step up, take control of your intellectual property, build your storefront, and claim your independence. If you are ready to take action and actually build a profitable, sustainable career on your own terms, I want you to go right now and download the free Independent Artist Growth Blueprint and learn how to promote your music, grow your fan base, and monetize your brand. Just head over to downbylawmanagementllc.com, grab the blueprint, or send us a message with the word blueprint. Let us stop dreaming and start building. All right, family, that is my time today. Go out there and build your empire.